Just imagine for a second that you live your life luxuriously because you earn a lot of money, but you earn all of your money by giving away your sperm to a fertility clinic. Yes friends, this guy did just that, and we're going to learn about his story today. At the start of the movie, we can see that Dr. Baldev Chadha is a doctor who owns a fertility clinic in Delhi, India. His clinic guarantees high-quality sperm for couples who cannot get pregnant on their own. He is proud of his clinic, but a couple angrily complains to the doctor that they've been unable to have any babies, though they've been coming to the fertility clinic for 2 years. They give him an ultimatum that this is the last time they'll try to get pregnant under the supervision of Dr. Chadha. There are other patients too, who are unhappy with the treatment results of Dr. Chadha. Vicky Arora is a Punjabi man who lives with his mom who runs a small parlor and his old grandmother. Vicky's mother worries about him as he does not have a job and is not even trying to get one. One day in the morning, the TV of the Arora family gets stolen from Vicky's bedroom as he was sleeping at that time. His mom criticizes him for it and tells him to go to the police station to file a report about it, but Vicky complains that that'll cost them $200 extra as the cops in the station are corrupt. Hearing this, Vicky's mom scolds him by telling him that he must start earning at least $200 every month from now on, or his mom will kick him out of the house. Though no one in the Arora family has ever worked for other people before, Vicky takes the dog from their house and sells it to a neighbor immediately to earn some money. Seeing that incident, Dr. Chadha gets impressed and takes Vicky's photo secretly. In Vicky's house, his relatives tell him to come work for them in a cloth shop, but Vicky wants to be an officer. He wants to do a job because he thinks it's classy. Dr. Chadha on the other hand hires a detective to collect information about Vicky. He gets interested when he learns that Vicky's great-grandfather had 19 children and had his last child at the age of 78. The next day Dr. Chadha starts following Vicky and gets caught by Vicky while following him. Dr. Chadha takes Vicky for a ride in his car to have a private conversation and asks him about his thoughts about donating his sperm to his sperm bank. Vicky laughs it off and gets out of his car. Dr. Chadha even offers him a lot of money, but Vicky still rejects his offer and thinks of it as a foolish idea. The next day morning Dr. Chadha calls Vicky's mom and asks for Vicky. He still declines him by telling him that he is not going to give away his sperm. Vicky's mom asks him to deposit some money in the bank, where he meets Arshima Roy working in the bank. Dr. Chadha painstakingly pursues Vicky to convince him in giving Dr. Chadha his sperm. He starts following him everywhere, even in the bar and playing field, and begs him not to drink as it decreases sperm count and compliments him about his stress-free life. Next day, he goes to bank again and proposes to Ashima that they should become friends so that she can introduce him to the bank to open an account, which Ashima gently declines. Later that day when Dr. Chadha again contacts Vicky, he gives his final answer to Dr. Chadha saying that though he is unemployed, he will not accept his offer. Hearing Dr. Chadha begs him to accept his offer and starts emotionally blackmailing him, but Vicky walks away. Dr. Chadha went to Vicky's house without him knowing and told his mom that he is Vicky's business partner and they were starting a new business. When Vicky comes home and finds Dr. Chadha, he becomes angry at Dr. Chadha and tells him he is a common man who lives in a refugee camp in Delhi. If his neighbors find out about his sperm donating profession, they'll criticize him for that, as it is thought of as a shameful act in his society. The next day Vicky visits Dr. Chadha's office and accepts his offer and gets surprised to see the large amount of money he gets paid for his sperm. He went back to his ex-girlfriend who ditched him because he didn't have any job back then and told him if he gets a job only then he can come back to her. When she comes to learn that Vicky is a sperm donor, she rejects him again by slapping him in the face. Vicky gets slapped again by a girl whom he meets on a date. Vicky starts getting paid handsomely by Dr. Chadha because in the lab test it's found that his sperm count is incredibly high, 110 million, and the mortality rate is also very low. Dr. Chadha compliments Vicky by telling him that he belongs to the Aryan race and he's a member of the Alexander the Great's dynasty. Vicky on the other hand asks Dr. Chadha to double his payments and make it $200,000. Vicky starts visiting the bank more and more and approaches Arshima romantically. Arshima in the beginning rejects his approach but soon is encouraged by her colleagues and friends to at least give Vicky a try. Vicky gets showered with money and soon becomes a millionaire as orders are coming for his sperm even from abroad, and he starts spending large amounts of money by buying a car, renovating the house, and buying luxury products for himself and his family. Vicky starts going out with Arshima and they soon fall in love with each other. One day Arshima confesses to Vicky that she is a divorced woman, but she wants to start a family and raise kids with Vicky. Vicky accepts his proposal without thinking that much. Vicky starts distancing himself from Dr. Chada and his arrangement, and they quarrel about it. Soon Vicky and Ashima start the process of their marriage. But as soon as the Aurora family and Roy family meet, complications begin to arise. The Roy family thinks that the Punjabi families are cheap class and money-making people who only think about business and how to profit without anything else, and they drink and dance like monkeys in their marriage ceremonies. On the other hand, the Aurora family thinks that the Bengalis are misers, they love to fish and are very dominating in nature, and Vicky's mom doesn't like the fact that Ashima was married once before. They also clash about the marriage ceremony, as both families want the marriage to be held in their own culture. But in the end, the marriage happens, and it happens in both cultural and religious ways. And both the families starts to know each other and like each other. On the other hand, Dr. Chada still insists and begs Vicky to give his sperm like before, and tells him that this time a minister is their client and one day Vicky's son may become Prime Minister of the whole of India. Dr. Chada sends his assistant to Vicky's house and Vicky secretly passes him his precious sperm. Soon Vicky and Ashima move to Kolkata for their honeymoon, and they become really happy being married to each other, as Vicky is a caring person who tries to adapt to his wife's culture. Dr. Chada tries to reach Vicky for his sperm, but he rejects the doctor's call. But soon the lovebirds' happiness comes to an end when it is found that Ashima can't have a baby. Ashima completely breaks down after it, but Vicky consoles her, saying that they'll see other doctors, so don't give up hope. Children are not everything in life. They have each other. They start to consult different doctors, but the result remains the same. One night Ashima asks Vicky for his medical reports, to which Vicky answers that he didn't do any test as he used to donate sperm for Dr. Chada. Ashima becomes furious hearing this and blames Vicky, as she thinks this is a disgusting profession, and storms out of their bedroom after yelling at her husband. Ashima leaves her husband's house for her father's house, as she says to him she needs time. In Vicky's mom's parlor, the cops raid and finds $2.5 million in cash and arrests Vicky, thinking that he is involved in some kind of illegal business, and puts him behind bars. Dr. Chada bails him with the help of their client, the minister. When Vicky returns home, his mom slaps him, as she now knows about Vicky's profession, as Ashima already told her about Vicky's profession, which they both find disgusting. Vicky tries to talk to his wife, but Ashima ignores all his calls, as she's hurt because she thinks that what Vicky did was disgusting. But Ashima's father thinks that it's a silly reason to be mad at Vicky. Dr. Chada thinks that he must help Vicky to get back his wife and make her understand that what he did was not wrong at all. So, on his clinic's 25th anniversary, he invites 53 kids' parents, all of whom could become parents due to his clinic's treatment. He requests Vicky that he should come too with his wife, for old time's sake. Vicky visits his wife in her father's house and says that if she wants a divorce he'll be okay with that, as he understands her perspective. But Ashima's father intervenes here, ordering her to return to her partner, and confronts her by saying why she is furious at Vicky. Is it because he used to donate sperm, or is it because he became a father to many kids, whereas she cannot be a mother forever? Hearing this, Ashima softens and they get back together. On the day of the clinic's anniversary, the couples arrive at the clinic as they were invited, and Dr. Chada warmly welcomes them. He takes them to the rooftop, and from there they can see that many people are playing in a field with their parents. Then Dr. Chada asks what Ashima feels after seeing all those kids. Ashima says that they're all happy, whereas she can never be happy as she cannot be a mom ever. Dr. Chada says that all these parents felt the same way until Vicky Aurora's sperm arrived in their life. They're all happy parents only because Vicky donated his sperm, and he reveals to the couple that all 53 kids are Vicky's kids. Hearing this, his wife becomes emotional and asks the doctor if she can meet them, to which the doctor replies yes she can. After spending time with the kids, she comes back to her husband on the rooftop and tells him that all the kids have Vicky's physical characteristics and she sees Vicky in all of them. Then she confesses to Vicky that her papa was right. She was very insecure because of what Vicky did. She can never do, and so she became insecure about him. But now she understands him and his cause, and asks him if he can ever forgive him with tearful eyes. Vicky embraces her silently, and the couple gets reunited again. Dr. Chada tells them that while he was inviting the clients, he came to know that one of the clients was dead, as both the mom and dad died in an accident. And the kids' grandparents were too old, so they put her into an orphanage. Dr. Chada takes them to the orphanage, where Vicky meets with her child, at last a sweet little girl, whom she hugs with affection. Seeing that her husband is happy with the child, Arashima asks her husband if it's time to get back home together with Vicky's daughter, and she embraces the girl too. Outside of the orphanage, before getting into the car, Vicky thanks Dr. Chada, telling him he's the reason that he became so happy, to which the old doctor replies with tears in his eyes that it was not the doctor who made all this possible, it was all Vicky's doing, it always was Vicky, and jokes with him that it rather was his sperm. After this, the two friends hug each other for one last time and depart. After this, at the end of the film, we can see that Vicky and his wife are playing with their daughter, and Vicky's mom and grandma are also with them in a park. And they're a happy family. Vicky is a millionaire with a beautiful wife and a lovely daughter now. Suddenly Vicky gets a call and answers it. He finds out that it's his old friend Dr. Chada who requests his sperm one last time and tells him that this time they have a very rich client. Vicky tells him he has a family now, but looking at his wife he sees that she assures him by smiling and gives him her passive consent, after which Vicky agrees with his friend that he'll donate sperm to the doctor's clinic, to which the doctor jumps with joy. To watch more content like this, please subscribe to our channel with a bell notification on, and check out our channel for previous videos.